From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, September 19th, 2016. Silver is trading at $19.25 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,315 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $611. Antiwar.com reports an oil tanker at the Libyan oil port of Ras Lanouf has been forced to flee into the water to avoid being caught up in heavy fighting over the weekend as a pair of ports were attacked by forces loyal to the Libyan Unity Government aiming to reclaim the ports. These oil ports have been under the control of the Unity's Government Petroleum Facilities Guard, PFG, until last weekend when General Khalifa Haftar's forces loyal to the rival Tobruk Parliament attacked and captured the important oil ports. The PFG is meant to defend facilities from being overrun like this, but many of them had been repurposed by the Unity Government into a makeshift offensive force which has been trying to capture the city of Sirte from the Islamic State. Short-handed, the Guard was unable to fend off the well-armed Libyan National Army for very long, and while the international community is urging Haftar to cede the ports back, so far he's refused to do so, and his forces managed to repel this weekend's counter-offensive. The fighting further reduces the amount of oil Libya is able to export, adding to economic struggles that have been constant since the NATO-imposed regime change, and no faction seems to be able to control the entire oil apparatus for any measurable span of time. Are you an advocate for free market money? Then you need Spend a Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend a Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. UPI reports 4 Abu Sayyaf hostages, including a Norwegian man who had been held for almost a year, were freed over the weekend. Jartan Sekingstad was retrieved from the southwestern Philippine city of Jolo by Secretary Jesus de Ruza, an advisor who works as a liaison with Muslim and communist insurgents on the peace process. Military officials said Sekingstad and the Indonesians were flown Sunday to meet Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte in Davao City. Sekingstad was among 4 abducted in September 2015 from the southern Philippines resort. 2 of those abducted were beheaded and a 3rd was freed earlier in the year, according to the Wall Street Journal. Also released were 3 Indonesian hostages from 2 locations in Luuk Municipality and Sulu Province, according to the Sulu Philippine National Police. CNN Philippines reported that they were identified by police as Lawrence Coten, Theodoros Kofang, and Emmanuel Arakian. While there were rumors the victims were released after paying $20 million in Philippine pesos, the equivalent of $42 million US, officials said they were unaware of any ransom being paid in exchange for the release of the captives. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports New Jersey Governor Christie is not expected to attend the trial this week of 2 former associates charged in the 2013 Bridgegate scandal, but the failed Republican presidential hopeful's shadow will loom over the proceedings. Opening statements are scheduled for Monday in federal court in Newark, New Jersey. Bill Baroni and Bridget Ann Kelly are charged with conspiracy and fraud in a 9-count indictment alleging they arranged lane closings that caused gridlock on the heavily traveled George Washington Bridge. The resulting traffic delayed commuters for hours and left emergency vehicles slow in responding to 911 calls. Prosecutors said the 2 defendants planned the lane closures to take revenge on a mayor who refused to endorse Christie for re-election. The governor, at one time a leading Republican presidential hopeful, has not been charged in the scandal that nevertheless helped torpedo his hopes for nomination to the White House in 2016. In the 3 years since the scandal broke, Christie has repeatedly denied any knowledge of the plan to disrupt traffic on the world's busiest road, despite speculation to the contrary. The trial could finally provide a definitive answer to the question of whether he knew about the alleged plot, and if so, when. The George Washington Bridge carries more than 250,000 vehicles a day across the Hudson River between New Jersey and Manhattan. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.